shaking and baking, Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Bite for all the good and bad inside the world of Apple. And this week, there is plenty to talk about. Now, Apple announced a whole bunch of OS X and iOS 8 goodies at WWDC 14. I was honestly surprised that we didn't see a single piece of hardware, not one piece. But even without any hardware, I loved what I saw with the continuity between the operating systems, and this is going to really benefit people in Apple's ecosystem. So instead of talking about every single feature and every detail, I'll just break down the things that stuck out in my mind, some of the cool nuggets we saw, and the things that will set up the hardware we're hoping to see in the next few months. All right, first up, OS X will be called Yosemite. The new redesign looks absolutely clean and real sassy, and I love the fresh coat of paint. In fact, Craig Federighi and his perfect wavy hair let us know how gorgeous it is with the buzzword of the keynote.
Translucent material, translucency.
And yes, even the trash can is translucent.
And check out that trash can. That is a gorgeous trash can. You wouldn't believe how much time we spent crafting a trash can.
Now, I'm also digging handoff for pure Apple users that will allow you to finish what you're working on from your Mac to your tablet or your phone to your Mac, and how it deals with messages and even accepting phone calls from your phone to your Mac. Federighi made time to call up Dr. Dre.
Hello. Wow. Hey, it's Craig Federighi here.
Hey, how you doing? This is Dre.
But he hung up on his mom during the keynote.
But this is not the right time. I know you'd all love to hear from Mom, but I'm going to scream. I'm sorry. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman, but this is my space.
What a jerk. Now, Yosemite will be available for free for everyone in the fall, but if you want to get it early, Apple is opening up the summer beta program to access the preview for everyone.
Wait a second. I can do it?
That's right, Nick. Even you. All right, I'm even more excited for iOS 8 because Apple has really shown a shift in their ideology. Allowing third-party keyboards like Swipe to be installed on Apple hardware is a first for the company, and it's something they would have never done before. Now, they're also finally opening up Touch ID to be used with third-party apps. I'm a big fan of it, and this is another shift we haven't seen, where Apple typically likes to keep certain things to their own apps, but we've been wanting this from day one. And like I've said over and over on this show, the next space Apple can really be a leader in and really make a difference is with our phones acting like a true digital wallet, and we're getting there. Apple's even updated its App Store guidelines and will now allow approved currencies, paving the way for new types of currencies like Bitcoin to be traded and maintained in iOS devices. Their iCloud Drive is their answer to Dropbox and can be used with both Macs and PCs. Apple also only spent about 1.5 minutes on their new app called Health and Health Kit for developers that allows your health and fitness data to be kept in one place. And they also did the same with HomeKit to control home devices and appliances. Just a little teaser, but what they don't focus on tends to be a bigger sign of what's coming. I even did a poll for my Twitter account asking you, the Apple Biters, which one excites you more, and HomeKit has the edge, but really I think Health might have greater potential in the long run. So we know we saw no new hardware, not even a MacBook Pro speed bump, but we did see a lot of things that point to gadgets like the rumored iPhone 6 and the iWatch. So what didn't Apple show you? Well, with the release of Xcode 6, developers have found an option within Xcode to size apps for devices referred to as resizable iPhone and resizable iPad. The exact resolutions for the new hardware is unknown at this time, but this tool would allow for developers to quickly adopt their apps to them, and it hasn't been found in previous versions of Xcode. There was also no iWatch at WWDC, but a wristband that tracks and shares data with Health is a no-brainer. Even with HomeKit, it referenced Siri voice control, and being able to do that from your wrist would be easy. And also, Handoff is now allowing different screens to handle the same data. And the new tap-to-talk audio messaging feature in Messages could be useful not only on a phone, but on a wrist, where it gives you more of this walkie-talkie type interaction instead of having a full conversation with your wrist. And during that demo for Messages, we also saw the first ever duck face selfie by Greg Joswiak at a keynote. And guys, it was a freaking duck face selfie. And you know what? That gets 3. Count them. 1, 2, 3 bad apples. That was just terrible. And the dark horse that I wanted to see, the Apple TV, made no appearance whatsoever, but something else did that got me interested. It's Apple's Metal technology that's said to maximize gaming performance on the A7 chip to bring console-level graphics on an iPhone or an iPad like this Zen Garden demo. Ugh. Now, we saw what it's capable of, but console-level graphics deserve a bigger screen, and sure, it will help with mobile devices, but the Apple TV also runs on iOS, and I'm not saying it's going to rival a PS4 or Xbox One, but something tells me this is going to play a key role with the Apple TV as well. All right, now we could have made the show go on twice as long, but we want to know, what did you think about WWDC 14? I loved what I saw. I didn't even care about the lack of hardware after what Apple showed us, knowing there's more to come. But this conference is all about the developers, and we're going to reap the benefits from all the amazing things they have done. So, are you excited with what's happening in the software space, or were you let down by the lack of hardware? Let me know by sending an email to the applebite@cnet.com, or just tweet me at Brian Tong, and I'll read some of your responses next week. Oh, and just to wrap up, one more observation from the keynote. I was only able to identify 3 women in the crowd. Only 3 during the whole keynote. So if you're a single lady and you're watching right now, sign up for WWDC next year. All right, that's going to do it for this week's show. I'm Brian Tong. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time for another bite of the apple.